All right, guys. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. We're here. Honestly, a lot of blue chip stocks are moving up. Here's the SPY. So the SPY is up. Here's AMD. AMD is up to 143. See your 143s. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button on your way in. We appreciate it. Let me get this up. All right, let me see. Let me exit out of this. Sold. Let me exit out of that. We'll keep AI up. Exit out of this one. Today we got the K-Shiller, a couple other things this morning going live. Wait, is the live stream on? Let me see. Let me reset. There we go. What's up, JR, Stoned, Pawn, Joseph, JP, Guy, Polaris, Ray, Dark, Martin. Hey, what's up, chat? All right, let me get everything rolling here. You know, I bought a new Ethernet cord. I should have used it. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. You know, I bought a new Ethernet cord. I should have used it. So Tesla down. Big day for Tesla too. You can kind of see this big drop. We can also throw like Nvidia up on the charts here. Nvidia up to 137s. You can see AMD's up really nice too. And remember, we bought AMD. Our average price on AMD is 137s. We're at 143s. So pretty good buy there, I think, right? What do you think? Do you think Tesla and Nvidia bounces back today? I think they're both at an I think they both have some downward extension where they could certainly bounce back if they have some good action. Nobody knows though, so we're just guessing here. You know, we did have some earnings that just recently came out today, so let's take a look at them. Building permits dropped. Abercrombie and Fitch, one of the crazier stocks that we've seen. One of the crazier stocks that we've seen. Abercrombie and Fitch should no way be up to where it's been. If you look at like an hourly chart, this thing is up a ridiculous amount. This thing hit 170s. The revenue does not justify it for Abercrombie and Fitch. It just does not justify it. You can kind of see what A&F has done on the year. Done kind of crazy stuff, honestly. I'm curious about shorting this, to be honest. Like, I'm not a big shorter of stocks that are up like this, but Abercrombie and Fitch, just crazy numbers, honestly. Even if they beat EPS and beat revenue, crazy prices is what I mean. There's no way this should be up this much. You know, it seems just like one of those stocks that's eventually going to give it back. And so we'll see if it does. What's up, Beach Bum? Supermicro Semiconductors. I haven't looked at that in a few days. We also had JM Smuckers come out with some earnings. We'll put those up in chat. Yes, they had JM Smuckers had a Hostess acquisition. Sales went up almost 20%. Supermicro Semiconductors. Big bounce back, almost back up to 40. Yeah, so we gave my daughter a flu A test and she tested positive for the flu. So that is what my daughter has, unfortunately. Luckily we had a test here and we gave her a flu test. I got the hiccups, but yeah, that's what it was. I bought the dip on Best Buy. Yeah, the only thing about Best Buy long term, right? Like the reason I refuse to invest in Best Buy is because Best Buy, you know, I think they've done a really smart thing and pivot to kind of appliances. Like if you go to a Best Buy now, a lot of them are selling appliances and they're doing all this stuff, and that's good and all, but I think some of their market share is still going to get eaten up by Amazon over time, and it already has. Like people buy a lot of the stuff they sell at Best Buy online now. It's kind of turned into a tech hub though, where you can kind of buy tech, you can buy phones, you can buy computers, you can buy monitors and TVs and stuff, and that's cool. But you know, these are big stores, expensive rent, you know, expensive locations. You know, the real question is just, does the amount of business they do justify you know, the cost of business. It's not a best buy right now. Yeah, good luck, Frost. I hope you make some money on it, brother. I'm not saying it might work, dude. Like, Best Buy did dip a lot, right? So it's down a pretty big percentage. Best Buy is down like 15% right now. So it's down a lot. You know, even if something's bad long term, and that's my outlook on Best Buy is long term, right? Short term, it might have some extension dips. Like, I don't think it looks terrible when I look at like a 4-hour chart on Best Buy. So good luck. You might make money there. I think it's possible. Nvidia bouncing back a little bit today as well. You can kind of see Nvidia back up to almost 137.50s, just tapped 137.50s. Yeah, Kohl's had earnings as well, so KSS had earnings too. They're down too. Kohl's is down big. So we got the Fed minutes report this afternoon too. We got a bunch of different stuff coming out today. It's not a huge day, but we do have some stuff, right? We got Case-Shiller House Price Index at 9 a.m. At 10 a.m. we got CB Consumer Confidence. At 2 p.m. we got the Fed minutes report. Tomorrow is the biggest day of the week. And then Thursday, I don't think I'm going to stream on Thursday. We just don't have enough going on. So I'll probably take the day off Thursday. Yeah, my nose is all stopped up. I'm on Tamiflu, so I'm hoping it's just like Tamiflu symptoms, but all right, chat. Nvidia's up there though. Is it time to find some good positions here? Oh, we did get funded on both of those accounts that we were trading on yesterday. So remember, we were trading 2 combine accounts yesterday. We did get funded, and we will be trading our actual funded account today. So wish me luck. But yeah. We still have our previous one, but this will make 3. I'd really like 5 funded accounts so I can kind of have some fun with them. Appreciate it, John. Trying to use your strategy when companies dip hard. Hey, all good, bro. Just always remember, man, like, number one, not an investment professional. I'm certainly not liable if you lose. I have no idea if you're going to make money. I certainly don't want people to copy me. I just kind of have to, as always, I say this every day, but it's important, you know, always remember all this stuff on the side. Understand CFTC 4.41. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see on my trades. I'm not even claiming to be anything profitable, guaranteeing anything. Not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. Now, with all that said and out the way, right? When I target these dip buys, usually I'm looking at like big blue chip companies. And I'm not saying Best Buy isn't one. I just think like when I buy these companies, usually I'm handpicking tech stocks. It works really well on tech stocks. It works really well on a lot of different stuff, right? You got to be with Best Buy, the only risk I have is like usually when I buy these stocks, I want to hold it long term if I'm wrong, right? So if I'm wrong, I want to hold it long term. Best Buy, I'm not super comfortable with holding long term, and I love Best Buy, right? I go to Best Buy, but I'm just not super comfortable buying it long term, unfortunately. But I think there's also a pretty high chance that it'll bounce back at least a little bit too. So we'll see. And the strategy overall, regardless of one works or doesn't work, the strategy overall, like I'm up thousands on the year on TOS, trading the system and the strategy. So it generally like works fairly well. You just got to be smart with it. It's also dependent on what the market does too. So like if the market is if the market's running up, it's going to be a lot easier to buy the dip and make money. If the market is in a bear market, which is going to happen, I would be much more cautious in trading that strategy. If the market's in a bear market, it's kind of the opposite, where I'm just looking for big pullbacks, downtrends, and I'm DCAing as the dips happen, and companies that I consider healthy, and the plan is to hold that for a year or two until the bear market ends and we get some bounce backs, right? So just to show you, that's kind of how I approach it depending on the market. It really depends on the market there. Success depends on the market. But in general, it works fairly well. Most of the time, the market moves up. Didn't I post something? You know, I posted this and for whatever reason it just didn't work. Let me repost this thing. Yeah, so the custom lockout thing on Top Step X is a great. Let me take a picture of this. I really do think the custom lockout thing is super smart. Oh yeah, I gotta lock myself out for the day. I am gonna lock myself out. I am gonna lock myself out of my funded account until what's the custom? So until all right, so it's 6:43 my time. I want to lock myself out until 8:20 my time. So I'm going to lock myself out until 8:20 market time. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. All right, so I'm gonna log myself out 8:20 a.m. for the next hour and 40 minutes. I am locked out. Nice. Yeah. All right, so so yeah, we're locking ourselves out for a little bit at least. All right, so Abercrombie and Fitch still up there. Earnings. Nvidia now dipping down some. Yeah, FOMC minutes is today. Yeah, delivery companies. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Like, I think delivery companies. I don't know. I think we're a way out. I think robo-taxis are a way out before they're implemented successfully. Supermicro has major issues. Honestly, it bounced back. It had the new auditor that came out. So if we look at Supermicro here, it's bounced back a lot, you know. A lot of people who bought the dip are doing really well. This is a daily chart, so you can kind of see it's bounced back from $17, 17 something at its lows to almost 40. So a big bounce back for Supermicro Semiconductors. You can kind of see it here, like big bounce back. This is the lows, and this is a daily chart. So each candle represents a day, and you can kind of see how nice the bounce back has been here. Like, look at that bounce back. So it's a big bounce back. It's going up really nicely up here. So we'll see if it continues, but you know, it found an auditor that was willing to do it, and that's the big thing. A lot of people thought it wouldn't, and so they were really skeptical and kind of nervous about it, and that's what happened. Yeah, Nvidia, you know, Nvidia got close to, you know, it hit lifetime highs. Let me see. Nvidia hit lifetime highs of 153 at the opening bell back here on the 21st. Still, you know, a lot of the time what happens is highs are kind of like magnets. And so we'll tap the highs and then we'll immediately just kind of dump back down and fade. And that's exactly what happened with Nvidia. Very rarely does a stock like break a high and then go on some big, you know, run of its lifetime. A lot of the time it just taps it. Once it taps these highs, people start selling, right? Selling happens. And so you get like profit taking. You get profit taking from selling, and everybody's like, oh, we're at highs, we're at lifetime highs. Now's the easy time to like take my, you know, take some shares off, lock in some profit. And that kind of happens with everybody. That happens to a lot of people's mindsets, and that's why we tap highs and then we just kind of fall for a few days. Everybody starts taking profit. I got a question. So on my X profile, y'all give me a follow at Beginner Trades, or it's x.com at Beginner Trades. When I post a clip, sometimes it hides it, and it's only in the reply section. I'm not sure why. But here, give me a follow at Beginner Trades. Here's the link. I appreciate it. We're trying to grow that too. Can I put a link here? No, it's not going to let you. And we can't. It's hard for us to vet it. So sorry, brother. What's up, Tidy? Good morning. Where's Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin all the way down to 92,000. Honestly, I think it might be a good dip buy. Personally. I think it might be a good dip. There we go. Okay, I figured out why. If you start a X post with @ it will only show them on that list. So that's what I did wrong. I started it with an @ There we go. Now I got it to show up. Okay, cool. What's up with crypto being down today? I don't know. I mean, the hardest thing to explain to people is like, there's not always some big reason why stuff is up or stuff is down. You know, like it's not like there's always a reason we have like upward movement in stocks, downward movement in stocks. Look at my hair. Is my hair invisible? It kind of is. Honestly, it kind of takes away the hat hair. But there's not always a reason for stuff being up or for stuff being down. This hat is either too small or I need a haircut. Anyways, yeah, so Nvidia. We're going to take a look at some levels pretty soon here as well. we are going to take a look at some levels. Let me do a poll here, guys. So the poll is going to be, let me see. What's a good poll idea? Give me some options. Let's make it something different besides bullish or bearish. What do you guys think? What are some options? What do you guys think is some good ideas for polls? I could do, will Bitcoin break 100K this month? Which we got 4 days left. That's one option. We could do, when will Bitcoin break 100K? We could do, will Nvidia break $150? Will Nvidia break lifetime highs again this year? That's an option. Will Tesla break 400 this year? That's an option. Yeah, I guess we could do the 100K one. That's fine. I'm excited. It's the holiday season. Will Bitcoin break 100K in November? Vote on the poll. We'll do another poll later on today. We have effectively locked ourselves out of Top Step this morning. And honestly, we needed to. Honestly, I've been doing really well. As long as I can... after the opening bell, I tend to do very well with my trading. Like, it's shocking how much better I do after the opening bell. But what happens is I get stuck trading. I get stuck trading, like, the early parts of the day. Because I start the stream up super early. And I just end up getting beat up, right? I just end up getting destroyed. Let me see if there's a way. Can I check what time of the day I trade? Trade count, win rate. Yeah, I'm looking at my winning trades here. This one's pretty new. All right, so looking at our poll, 65% of people think no. It's hard for me to tell, right? The thing about it is it's a holiday. It's a holiday week. So Thursday, a lot of people are not going to be trading. Thursday, the market's going to be closed for a lot of people, right? So the market's going to be closed Thursday. The stock market is. Futures market will be open, but with limited range, because you got to think about it. Like, indices are like the S&P, the NASDAQ. The stocks that are in those are going to be closed, you know. And so it's one of those things where we're probably going to have really sideways, boring action. But we also could get runs in crypto. Like, a lot of the time, crypto runs in the middle of the night or early on weekends. And so it's possible we get a run on Bitcoin leading into it. Part of me really wants to buy the dip. Well, let me buy Bitcoin futures. Has my money settled yet? Yes. Okay. We actually have enough buying power to buy it, but I'm gonna buy micro Bitcoin futures. How much is this? Let's try. Let's buy one. Go away, time and sales. Okay. I wonder how much buying power this takes. Not a lot. Oh, it only takes 4,000 in buying power per contract. That's not bad. We're going to buy 5 contracts of micro Bitcoin futures. Actually, this might be a little risky. So I'll show you guys this position. I just don't know how much it moves. If this moves too much, I'm going to sell some 100%. right? I'm definitely gonna sell some if this moves too much, guys. Yeah. So we bought 4 micro contracts of Bitcoin here. We're up 20 bucks. I'm gonna lock some in here. I think this is too large. There we go. We took 2 contracts off. You know what? I'm gonna hold 1. And then we're just gonna lock in our little scalp here. So we bought the dip. Got the bounce in Bitcoin futures. I didn't even mean to day trade it. But the plan is to hold this last little micro Bitcoin contract this week. And I got a cushion now, so that's good. I didn't mean to do this. You know, I really didn't. But hey, I'll take it. I think we're getting 100K by the Monday after Thanksgiving. Bunch of Bitcoin haters. John, do the how dare you sketch? You mean the wizard? Do that thing, the floating head thing. I don't feel like it right now, bro. I gotta put on a green sweater and like, you know, maybe next time, brother. Bernard Arnault selling his Bitcoin. Bernard Arnault is the owner of Louis Vuitton, Monet, Hennessy is what LVMH stands for. Yeah, it's not about catching a falling knife. It's that about, I think Bitcoin's gonna run. I think 100K is kind of like a magnet and we haven't hit it yet. And I think a lot of people are gonna have the same thesis on Bitcoin. And so I don't mind buying this dip and then just letting it work. We're up $50 in the position already very quickly. We bought way too much originally. But the plan is just to hold it this week. If we do make that run towards 100K, you know, obviously we're gonna do good in that. So AMD. Yeah, I'm in AMD. So remember a few days ago, and again, I try to tell you guys, like, I'm honestly much better at swing trading than anything. And I'm not afraid to admit, like, my flaws. We're now up $60 in the Bitcoin buy, too, by the way. But no, so remember, the other day we bought AMD, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Nike, Pepsi, and Target, right? We are up huge percentages in all of this, right? So Target, we bought it at 121s. It's at almost 130, basically 130 right now for Target. Pepsi, we bought it at 160s. It's at 163s right now. Nike, we bought it at 75s. It's at almost 79s. Coca-Cola, we bought at 63s. It's at almost 65s. Amazon, we bought it at 198s. It's at 200 plus now. AMD, we bought it at 137s. It's at 142.50s. And we've already taken a lot of profit off. So we bought it. It went in our favor short term with the swing trading strategy we use. And then we sold. And now we're just sitting on the rest. And we're sitting on trades now where even if it turns on us, we can still get out break even. And that's the ideal scenario here with these type of trades. We've locked in profit. We're up already in all of this. We're holding a very small position relative to our original position here in most of these. And we can kind of just sit on it and let it work. And that's the plan. Top 3 worst swing trader in the world. Definitely top 4, I would say. Cryo, you know. Polestar will touch 150 soon. Source, trust me, bro. I don't know. I don't like Polestar. Polestar, you have to put yourself, like, you have to think about the psychology behind some of this stuff, man. Like, you got to say, hey, if you wanted to buy an EV, what would you buy? Right? A lot of people are going to go with Tesla. Number one, right? If Tesla doesn't float your boat, you want to go with, like, you're going to go with like a legacy automotive brand, like a well-known brand, right? And I guess Polestar, isn't Polestar Volvo? And so I guess you could kind of go with that too. But I just think most people are going to gravitate towards either big legacy brands or Tesla, you know, if they have to buy an EV. Some of them are going to go hybrid, right? And I think this is bad for all the ones that are trying to look like Tesla. I think you got a lot of these EV brands that just, they try to look like Tesla. And that's a problem because they got to separate themselves from Tesla, because if people wanted a Tesla, they're just going to buy a freaking Tesla. They're not going to buy a Tesla clone look-alike, you know? So it's just, I hope, like, that's the biggest thing with these, like a lot of, like, and I think EV companies have gotten big and hyped up, but now we're starting to see them fade a little bit. I think the ones with the best chances, to be honest, personally, are Rivian, outside of Tesla. This is obviously legacy is going to have a huge edge because they can produce cars, and if one individual car fails, it's not the end of the world. And that's a luxury that most of these up and coming EV brands don't have. If they produce a car and the car fails, they're SOL, they're out of luck. You know, they're not going to do okay, most of them. And so I think Rivian is going to be okay. It's got Amazon backing. They're producing cars. You know, you see them driving around in my area. I see a lot of them, and they're pretty cool. They have their own niche where they're producing trucks, something that not anybody else is really doing outside of like the Cybertruck and Tesla. But they have their own niche, their own niche, you know. So I think they're gonna be okay. And then I think you got Tesla, and then I think maybe you have like Lucid, but I think Lucid is kind of iffy too. It's too middle ground. It's too unknown whether it's gonna be successful or not. And I think the rest of them, especially the up and coming ones, are at big risks. Yeah, Tesla's doing well. Hey, thank you, Beach Bum. I appreciate it. Y'all go give Beach Bum a subscribe. I think he live streams every weekend. He produces pretty good swing trading stuff. So give that man a subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, hit the like button here. We appreciate that too. Thank you. Have you used the daily SMAs? No, not really. I use 200 exponential volume weighted average price is what I use. I know I am late, but do you think Tyson had more chances if they were to stand closer? His opponent kept distance. I don't think it matters. I think Tyson's old. He doesn't have power. I told everybody this prior to the fight. You know, a bunch of people think Tyson, 60-year-old Tyson's going to beat young Jake Paul. You know, I think you could talk people into anything, and marketing, people are really susceptible to marketing, right? I think if Tyson goes out there and does some punches on the bag and looks really good, some people are going to be like, oh, Tyson's got a chance, right? And those are the people I want to sell stuff to. No offense to you guys, but y'all are the ones I want to sell stuff to. Y'all are business's prime targets if y'all bought all that, if y'all believed it. Because I was sitting here for freaking months ahead of time telling you guys exactly what was going to happen in that fight. I should have put money on it because I told you guys exactly what was going to happen. I even told you guys there were two scenarios. Neither of them had Tyson winning the fight, right? One of them was kind of like an exhibition. They kind of behind closed doors agreed not to go super hard, which looks like is what it was. The other outcome was Jake Paul just beats up Tyson. Both of them were kind of true, but yeah. Are you buying Zoom today? I don't like Zoom as a company. I really don't. I think the problem with Zoom is competition. You know, Zoom got really big during the pandemic when everybody needed them. At this point in time, there's a lot of streaming options there's a lot of conferencing options, I should say. So a lot of different softwares now have conferencing, and you just don't need to pay a bunch of money to use Zoom when there's so many other options out there for conferencing software. And I think that's a problem for Zoom, but I still think they have a decent user base. You know, they got some customers, and I think that's good. So we'll see. Who knows? But I'm not comfortable enough to buy it at all. Yeah, I'm not really about to swing trade options. Yeah, yeah, so again, we bought some Bitcoin futures here. Joe Rogan said he looked terrifying in the gym. It's a bunch of marketing though, man. Like a lot of that's just freaking marketing chat. Sorry. It just is, you know. Alright, so Bitcoin back up. We're up almost $75 buying that dip. I'd like more than that though, and I think I could probably get more from this. Now we're up 80. We started to get up hundreds though. I'm gonna have to maybe figure out what I want to do. We've already taken some profit. All right, y'all do me a favor, bump that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's break 100. Let's break 100 likes quickly if we can, chat. I appreciate the support. Again, we've locked ourselves out of Top Step for now. Bitcoin had this big bounce back since where we bought it. We at least got some room here, but who knows, man. Bitcoin right now is in a downward trend, though. Bitcoin always tends to follow the 200 exponential here. So if I put up the 200 EMA, like look, if I put up the 200 exponential here, yeah, if I put up the 200 exponential, watch how well Bitcoin follows this. Like, look at that. So Bitcoin tends to follow the 200 exponential. Like, look at that. It's not perfect, but I think it gives a nice little pivot point. We are right at that level now, though. We'll see what happens. You know, time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Oil stocks. You shouldn't have bought the futures before the open. It always dumps. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what we're going to do. We still got some time. We got an hour and a half before the opening bell, so. And we got a cushion already. Newer options traders don't realize it has to move that much to actually make anything. Yeah, the problem with options is you've got all these restrictions, man. It really is like super restricted to trade options. There's too many there's too many variables. I would rather just buy shares if you can afford shares, or buy futures contracts if you want to buy futures. If you want to day trade futures is what you want to do personally. But I'm biased. But if you want to invest, you know, shares. I mean, I'll cover this Bitcoin futures trade. What's a cheaper way to buy into Bitcoin that has a smaller range? Here, let me ask AI here. I can probably ask AI. I can buy a Bitcoin ETF. I want one that doesn't move that much though. So they got IBTC. I could buy MicroStrategy. I could buy Coinbase too. I guess I could buy Coinbase. Coinbase doesn't really follow it super well though. What do you guys think? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If my inner hat, it's my hair. If my hair is transparent, y'all will be all right. It doesn't matter too much. I know BITO, IBIT. I like BITO. I think BITO is an option. So I'm gonna sell my futures contract here, lock in my almost $100 in profit that I made on it, and then I'm gonna take probably just buy this ETF. What's a good position here? I'm gonna start with 10 shares. I know yeah, I mean, we made almost $100. Hey, $10 is good enough for 2 shares. That's not bad. Or 10 shares. That's not bad. Or 2 shares. Yeah. All right, so we bought some BITO. We'll see if that holds. Who knows? Yeah, but see, Pawn was talking about it. He said your best bet would be to dedicate one of your funded accounts to Bitcoin. What I'm looking to do actually though is to trade kind of like a swing trade. Like I want to hold it for the next week. I think within the next week it's gonna break 100K personally. I might be wrong, and so I certainly don't want anybody to copy me or anything like that. And so I want some exposure to it on a shorter term basis outside of my normal investments in it, you know. So I hope that makes sense, right? So I wanted some exposure to it outside of my normal investments. All right, so we got some news to talk about today as well. Quantum computing news. All right, so we got some news today. All right, so today is tariffs. So the president has announced plans to impose new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. It's led to investor caution. Stock index futures remain flat, though. Not a lot of reactions to it. We have some other news on HSBC's optimistic outlook. So one of the HSBC analysts suggests that investors should focus more on economic policy rather than short-term political developments to predict market trends. Fed rate cuts, robust U.S. economy, and potential fiscal stimuli as strong drivers for risk assets. They said U.S. stocks, particularly bank and tech, have had solid earnings and, quote, U.S. exceptionalism, and is cautious about European stocks. See, I don't know if this is really news. Nvidia's already had earnings. Is this from today? Let me see. It's talking about yeah, this is from today. So I'm reading this article by investors.com. It says, quote, Dow Jones futures along with the S&P and NASDAQ futures were modestly lower ahead of today's market open. Nvidia sold off for the second straight session. We do have the Fed's preferred inflation metric, which is PCE data, right? So PCE data drops tomorrow. It's called the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index. It drops tomorrow. It's a big report, a big data release, and it can move markets, right? So what the Fed likes to use, so us retail dumb traders like to look at CPI, inflation data, and we cover all of this stuff. But the Fed prefers what's called PCE. Specifically, core PCE is what they look at the most. It's the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index. That is expected tomorrow, chat. Also, later on today, we have the Fed FOMC minutes report, which we will live stream. We also have GDP dropping tomorrow. So tomorrow, we've got a bunch of stuff. Tomorrow's probably the biggest day of the week because tomorrow we have jobless claims, unemployment filings, durable good orders, GDP first revision data. So GDP data first revision expected at 2.8% for GDP, almost 3% GDP data. We got Chicago PMI, and then we have PCE data expected at 0.2%. Core PCE expected at 0.3%. So inflation data expected at 0.3%. Now, one thing that I'm seeing is it's showing that GDP data drops at 8:30, but PCE data drops at 10 a.m. Is that correct? Like MarketWatch is saying the inflation data drops at 10. Yeah, so let me look at this here. Is that correct? I know it's a holiday week. Typically, the way the schedule normally goes is we have, I think I need some larger size here in futures. We're going to buy a little bit more of the BITO ETF. And we'll take 30 shares. Started off with that. My computer sounds like a rocket ship. How we doing, chat? How we doing? We doing all right? So is it really at 10 o'clock? Dude, I hope it's not. It is. So we got PCE data at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Very strange. Typically we don't have it come out at 10. So it just must be like a holiday. I guess my guess is because at 8:30 we have GDP, jobless claims, and durable good orders, right? So at 8:30 we got GDP, jobless claims, durable good orders, and then at 10 a.m. now we also have PCE data, PCE inflation data. So interesting. So they broke it into two different segments, which is not normal. Usually PCE data drops at 8:30. So typically PCE data drops at 8:30. For whatever reason, they are scheduling it at 10 a.m. now tomorrow. And then again, most people are not going to be trading Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. Eat well for me. European CPI. All right, so we asked people, will Bitcoin break 100K in November? 61% say no. 40% say yes. With that said, though, Bitcoin rising up. I do think Bitcoin's going to make another test for 100K this week. I think it's one of the more predictable outcomes. But it's never 100%. And at the very least, we locked in some futures trading. Yeah, jobless claims and GDP tomorrow is going to be at 8:30, and then at 10 a.m. we got PCE inflation data. So they broke it into two different segments. Normally, it all drops at 8:30, right? Like normally, this is what happens. Normally, we have GDP data on Wednesday, right? So typically this week we have, or no. So typically we have Wednesday GDP data, Thursday PCE data, right? Or sometimes it's GDP data on Thursday, PCE data on Friday. So normally these two reports come out at different times. I guess since most of the people aren't going to be paying attention to the market on Thursday, they're doing it all tomorrow, and they specify different times. Let Carol know she'll have to call you twice tomorrow. Yeah. Nvidia's still trying to fight back, though. Look at Nvidia. It's up to 138. Oh, don't we have something at 8:30 today? No. So at K, we got the Case-Shiller House Price Index at 9. CB Consumer Confidence at 10. New home sales at 10. And then the Fed minutes at 2. Yeah, I guess I'd rather Carol call than not call. Like, she knows I'm working, but she's just trying to update me. She's just trying to, you know. She's just trying to be a good wife, you know. And she is, like, she's a good wife. I'm more weirded out by our ex-neighbor who seems to still have some type of deep obsession with us. Super strange. And the reason I talk about it on the stream is so that if anything ever happens, so you guys know, right? And again, this guy's freaking weird. He's off. Super strange. You know. Honestly, I worry he finds out about the YouTube stream and then he watches me on here, you know. And again, some people are really nice about Carol. They're like, oh, Carol. And I wonder, like, I can't help but wonder if one of them's him, you know. Maybe that's just my paranoia, but it's just off. Super strange. Are you gonna invest in Ripple when they go public? I don't know, man. Hopefully we get good results. Yeah, I mean, jobless claims numbers are tomorrow as well. Oh, his name's Scott. I've said it before. I've said it enough to where people that know me know, you know. Snowflake. Do they really? Snow has earnings this morning, or is it this evening? Let me see. So Dell and CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike has earnings today. I don't see Snow, but I see CrowdStrike. And CrowdStrike's important because CrowdStrike had that big disastrous glitch that affected everybody, airlines, all this different stuff for CrowdStrike. If we take a look at CrowdStrike here, CrowdStrike had that glitch where they fell and they kind of got really deeply affected by everything. They glitched out. They caused a lot of problems everywhere. But they've kind of bounced all the way back up. That's a little high for me, though. I don't think they should bounce all the way back up. But who knows, man? But they're all the way back up there to 360s, almost 400. Yeah, if anything, it was just kind of a learning experience. Like, now we know you can't really be nice to anybody, right? You could be nice. Most people were chill. Like, we knew our old neighbors, and most of them were super nice. Like, we knew, we called the guy the judge, and then his wife Carol. And then we had some other neighbors we called Barbie and Ken. And then we had another really nice guy who, like, that lived next to us. Puerto Rican guy would always kind of give us food, and his daughter would like babysit our kids sometimes. Like, most of our neighbors were chill and really cool. But it just takes one weirdo to throw it all off, you know? This sector is very profitable with the company. I don't know. Root and Carvana. Carvana is a little bit too volatile for me. Carvana, you know, it's so hard to tell whether I think it's a little high, to be honest. Like, look at Carvana price here. Like, Carvana, to be honest, I'm not a big shorter, but Carvana seems like it might be profitable to short, because this thing just this year is up from $37 to $260. That's kind of high, you know? I mean, I think Carvana's numbers justify it, but like, let's take a look at their profitability here. So here's Carvana. This is a macro trends chart. Yeah, Carvana does not justify these price increases, you know? So like, Carvana being up as much as it is, like, look at their EPS. This is their margins. They've only really profited maybe like 5 quarters in the last 10 years. And so Carvana doing this just seems a little bit out there to me. I'm not going to short it. I'm not a big shorter of companies or anything like that. It just seems kind of odd, no? What's their revenue like? Somebody explain this to me. If I'm missing something here, I'm open to hearing it. Just explain it to me, because Carvana's chart looks a little iffy. Here's their revenue, and their revenue's good, and maybe that's why. But their growth has slowed down as well here, right? Even with good revenue. So I don't know, man. It just seems like it's kind of like Abercrombie. It's up way too much. It shouldn't be. I don't want to short it because I'm not really the type to short stocks like that, but yeah, so the tariffs are planning that are 25% tariffs on Canada, and Mexico, and then 35 on China. Do y'all agree with that or no? Applied Digital. Palantir, I like it, and I've invested in it a lot of this year. It's up a lot right now. It's up a lot. And so if I did invest more into this, it would be more of like a DCA strategy over a longer period of time versus buying big right now after it's up so much, personally. But I like Palantir as a company. I was in Palantir early, you know. Yeah, I mean, if you're holding for 5 years, it doesn't matter, I think, you know. And again, if you want to day trade, look at Nvidia breaking highs of the day. So Nvidia just broke highs of the day. If you want to day trade, I've locked myself out this morning, which is probably the right move, right? But if you want to day trade, check out TopStep. TopStep X is one of the best platforms for day trading futures. In the futures market, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are super similar to blue chip stock patterns. You can kind of see, I've locked myself out of this account for the next hour, which is kind of a really cool feature of this. Like, look, my lockout ends in about an hour. And honestly, I do really well after the opening bell. Before the opening bell, I struggle and I end up losing money, getting bored. I live stream, right? So I want you guys to have something to do. And so I end up just getting myself in trouble. TopStep's new personal lockout feature, I can customize it. I can make it an hour. I can set exactly when I want to unlock it. Just really cool, honestly. But on TopStep X, you can learn to trade futures. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are super similar to blue chip stock patterns. And honestly, if you were going to pay for a demo account with real-time data, it's going to be in the ballpark of this top one right here, this 50K one. 49 bucks a month subscription, pretty cheap. You can learn how to day trade, and if you're good enough, you can build up profit. It's a 90% split once you're funded. You can build up profit, withdraw, and fund your own account if you want, right? No PDT in futures. You can. The patterns are super similar to blue chip index funds or whatever. No PDT restrictions. And it's where most pro day traders should be day trading. And again, the other big edge is zero commission on Top Step X, right? So if you look at Top Step X, zero commission, 74 cents in fees per trade if you trade micro contracts, or per contract, 74 cents in fees per contract if you trade micros. Super cheap. And so that means you can trade micros, get in smaller trades once you're funded. The smartest way to do this is to get funded and then scale down some size, right? Scale down some size, trade micro contracts, build up some profit with micro contracts, and with the no commissions and tiny amount of fees on Top Step X, it's the way, right? It's the way. Super cool platform. And again, most day traders lose. It doesn't matter what course you take, who you follow, most day traders lose. It's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step, you know, losing 50 bucks a month basically, than it is to fund your own account and lose that like most new day traders do, right? It's just a lot cheaper. Understand they're an affiliate or sponsor of mine. I'm biased, of course, because I get paid by them, but genuinely a good company, genuinely good for traders. Most day traders lose, and so you can either fund your own account and probably lose thousands of dollars, or you could try this out, still have some pressure, still have some risk, but if you lose, it's not the end of the world, and a 90% split similar to funding your own account. And so it just makes sense, right? If you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Understand CFDC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance, have limitations, guys. And we did get funded in 2 of those accounts that we were trading. So we traded two challenge, 2 combine accounts yesterday. We got funded in both of them without having to reset yesterday. We got funded in both of them without having to reset. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that. What I'm looking at right now, specifically in markets, look at Bitcoin here, chat. So Bitcoin right at the 200 exponential here. It bounced all the way over it, and now it's kind of dipping down to it. I want to see if Bitcoin bounces and makes its run. But we're already up pretty decently in Bitcoin too. What's your view on Supermicro semiconductors, John? If you were holding DCA off starting at 40 or hold for a minute, you're not an investment professional. It's just an opinion. Still, I like to hear your opinion. Yeah, not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly, guys. Not liable if you lose money. Have no idea what I'm talking about. Do not copy me. With that said, I think it's high risk, high reward. I think the train has already left the station for Supermicro semiconductors. Like, what I mean by that is I think the opportunity with Supermicro was down here when it got super low, right? But it's big risk, big reward, and it certainly could have just kept on going down. But I think the opportunity was down here. I think now that it's bounced back up to 40, you know, and it was on the news of them finding an auditor that's willing to work with them, right? A lot of people thought they wouldn't. But the opportune time to get in was way down here, right? So now that it's back up all the way to 40, it might continue running. It's certainly a lot riskier now, in my opinion. You know, again, it might continue running, it might continue moving up, but again, it's certainly just more risky right now, in my opinion. Let me make sure we don't have any economic stuff dropping right now. I don't think we do. I think we might have like building permits actually. Let's see if that affects anything. Case-Shiller house price index is at 9 a.m. as well. Yeah, we don't really have anything. We had building permits earlier, but the house price index Case-Shiller is at 9, and then we got CB consumer confidence at 10. Yeah, I bought AMD the other day. Nvidia's moving up right now too. Look at Nvidia break highs. So here's Tesla. Look at that Tesla also. There we go. But yeah, look at Nvidia broke not lifetime highs, broke pre-market highs this morning. AMD's pumping this morning. Hey, you love to see it. Up to over 143s. All right, chat. So Tesla kind of choppy, but still up a little bit. You can kind of see Tesla gapping up a lot. A lot of people are watching Tesla this morning. Nvidia testing the pre-market highs again here, chat. AMD's running, Nvidia's running some this morning. All right, Nvidia at 138. Yeah, we're gonna stream the Fed minutes report for sure. We always do, right? So we're definitely gonna stream that. All right, guys, so we're waiting here, chat. We're waiting. We still got a couple minutes until the opening bell. We do have the Case-Shiller House Price Index. We'll see what that looks like. But we do have the Case-Shiller House Price Index. We got CB Consumer Confidence data today. We got the Fed minutes report later on today at 2 p.m. We're going to stream it live. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Today we will break 150K. I'm going to put that out there. I'm pretty sure today we will. At least we're at least going to get very close to it today. Yeah, we got the sub-only mode in there. Terrible tattoo, man. All right, so we got a little dip. Bitcoin's coming back down. AMD's running up though. Amazon's doing good too. We bought BITO, the Bitcoin ETF. Let me check chat. I'm glad you put your torso back into frame. The floating John bobblehead was kind of strange. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, dude. We'll keep it on for good big streams, but for now, we're just playing around. What did you do to make Bitcoin go down, sir? Is Bitcoin actually down? It's still up huge from where I bought it, guys. Remember, I bought Bitcoin at like, I was talking about it going up at like 92. It's at 92.5 for Bitcoin futures. Actual Bitcoin. See, I was talking about it going up like right here at 92. So we're still pretty green. It was below the 200 exponential when I was talking about it. It's not going to go straight up though, brother, you know. Doug. Taiwan Semiconductors. All right, guys. So how are you guys doing today? Are y'all red or green? And again, I'm buying Bitcoin, but not because I think it's gonna go up like super short term. I bought the ETF because I think it's gonna go up in the next couple days. But right now, anything could happen. It could break lows. It could do anything. I really have no idea. Are you guys red or green so far this week? It's Tuesday. Basically, were you red or green yesterday? Slightly red. Appreciate the honesty. Green. Stone Bunny says. Slightly red. Yeah, we'll see. Nvidia's up there. I bought BITO, which I think is the it's the ProShares Bitcoin ETF. BITO is, wait, it's I'm trying to think of which company. I think this is the BlackRock one, right? Or maybe it's market. Who's BITO? I'm trying to remember. I vaguely remember it whenever the ETFs came out. IBIT is BlackRock. Yeah, that's correct. Hey, good luck, bull. $10 red, counting commissions. It's like red broke my rule of trading at night. Green for the day, red for the month. Trying to get that 25K paper count to 30K. Hey, nice, Tiny. Hope you're doing good. There's also FBTC. Yeah, Fidelities. There's a lot of them. I remember covering them when they came out. But honestly, stuff's slowing down. Nvidia and AMD have been running. I don't know what I want to do with AMD. I'll probably just sit in it. All right, so Bitcoin bouncing back some now. So we do have a little bit of a rebound here in Bitcoin. We're still right at that 200 exponential level. And so I want to see if we hold Tesla very choppy sideways neutral this morning. But we'll see if we get another run here. We got time. Hoping I'm green on the month with a nice 31% gain. 31% is no joke, man. That's great. Good job. Took some profit on Bitcoin, currently 50% in stablecoin, waiting to buy the dip. Hey, nice. Just be smart, be safe, guys. Remember, we got the Case-Shiller house price index at 9. So we do have the Case-Shiller house price index at 9. Let me edit this, duplicate it, edit. Kind of flat right now, though. A lot of stuff's choppy. So is it the home price index? Yeah, so we got the Case-Shiller house price index in about 18 minutes. It's not a huge report. Look at Nvidia break highs. I wonder if this is going to drag AMD back up with us. So let's see, AMD. Yeah, AMD's heading up too. I'm just going to go ahead and take some profit off of this too. We're up so much. Might as well lock it in, I think. My computer sounds like a rocket ship right now, chat. Exit out of a firm. Nvidia is still breaking highs at 138. 138. Let me get out of Carvana. Exit out of this earnings thing. We had some earnings. We have some other big earnings this morning or this evening. Nvidia pumping though. We'll see if Bitcoin holds. I give it a few days. I want to see if Bitcoin like specifically holds and makes another test for 100K this week during the holiday, maybe on Thanksgiving. You know, I think it's possible. I'm scared Nvidia rejects off 140. That's getting close. Bitcoin's still falling. Nvidia's still running up though. Look at it. So this is a big move here for Nvidia. We're still locked out of Top Step X. Yeah, the big story is the tariff news. Like, people are fearing tariffs right now. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about the last time tariffs happened whenever he was in office. I remember it certainly negatively impacted the market for a period of time. Like, specifically the ones overseas is what, like, them going back and forth. I do remember it impacting the market negatively when it happened. All right, so Nvidia dips. Let's see if Nvidia breaks 140 today. Bitcoin's still falling down. Nvidia reversal was all you needed to see. It's going much lower, maybe. They've got a lot of cushion room in Nvidia. What, bull trader? What did you say? Yeah, it depends on how much you value. It depends on how much you value manufacturing, right? Like, if you want, whether we need to be a big manufacturing hub is questionable, right? And I think it's up in the air. I think we could need it, but You got to look at the short-term economic impact. All right, Nvidia just cracked highs again, up to 138.40s now. Bitcoin bouncing back to test the 200 exponential. Right, Drew. So Drew says we have no manufacturing, and that might be true, right? The question is it worth it to try to establish it? And I think it's nuanced. You know, I think it's nuanced. So yeah, Nvidia popped up there. Bitcoin back up to the 200 exponential. It is moving back up some. We're flat in our position here on the BITO ETF. Aluminum, notoriously difficult to refine, maybe a decade or two long process. 100%. Yeah, it's definitely longer than 4 years for sure. Sure, it's nuanced in the country. Right, 100%. There is going to be a consequence for doing it, right? It's really, it's hard to gauge, you know. Man, guys, my water bill is $600, bro. $600, dude. Oh man, I'm not even lying here, bro. $600, man. A month right now. 600. I mean, I like having a pool and all, but man, dude, $600 is what my water bill is. Not fun, bro. I'm not really happy about this, dude. It hurts to see, man. Yeah. $600. Oof, it hurts. All right, guys, we got the Case-Shiller house price index in 9 minutes. All right, that is done. Okay, now the last thing. All right, so Nvidia is still testing those highs up there. Bitcoin consolidating. How can it be truthfully $600? We have some type of... No, we do. We have it wasn't Aquafina water. I should have taken that deal, guys. I should have taken that freaking deal. see what my gas bill is. Gas bill. My energy bill was 600. Water bill 600. Gas bill. Maybe I already paid my gas bill. I guess my gas bill already went through. Oh wait. I guess I pay it. Definitely number 4-ish. Worst ever. I would say number 3.5. Worst trader. But, you know, some would call me number 4 for sure. Yeah, so the house price index dropping in 6 minutes here. Chat, 6 minutes. Bitcoin consolidating, purely sideways. Nvidia right at the highs of the day just broke it again. All right. Calls on water and gas. No more floating head. I mean, we could put the floating head out here if we really need to. 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Fiji water. Honestly, with how much my bill is, it should be freaking Fiji water, dude. Remember, guys. Gatorade sucks. Buy water. All right. I've got that. I have this thing. Look. I have this thing on my soundboard. What do you think is going on with Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin's making a small pullback, but I think it's probably going to start pushing towards 100K this week or next. Who knows, though? Anything could freaking happen. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen. Anything could happen, but I think there's a chance it starts pushing towards 100K this week. Yeah, so we've had leaks. I don't think we have a leak right now. I think my water bill is just freaking expensive. Like, my house is big. I've told people before, if I wanted to be a sleazy guru out here selling courses, acting like I'm some type of day trading millionaire, using and my house is nice, I could certainly use my house's credibility. I would, but I'm not gonna do that to you guys, you know, because I didn't buy this house day trading, you know? Or at least not with day trading profits. Doge? I heard Doge was pushing up the last time. Doge price? Where's Doge at right now? Doge is on a downtrend. Honestly, though, on the monthly basis, it's up like 400%. So, I don't think we can really critique Doge. Here's the chart for Doge right now. So, like, here's Doge's price. It's right here. Right now. So, but look what it's done since the last 2 months. It's up like 400% or something crazy. Nvidia, upward trend here. Chat. Again, we got the Case-Shiller house price index in 4 minutes. Yeah, we have to have a leak or something. $600 bill is kind of out there, man. It really is. But who freaking knows, man? I don't know why it's that high. I really genuinely just no idea why it's that high. Yeah, so we bought Bitcoin here. I'd like more than this, though, to be honest. We're in 70 shares of BITO. It's not a big position, but it's big enough. All right, guys. Case-Shiller house price index in 3 minutes. CB consumer confidence at 10 minutes. You want my history of my bills? Let me check. Yeah, Bitcoin futures were over 100K, but that's Bitcoin futures. Water bill, let me check. Let me see. Let's see what they look like. So for September, my water bill was $236. August, it was $391. So it's gone up a significant amount. For whatever reason in October. There's got to be a freaking leak, right? I'm trying to think of if we did anything to justify. Why would my water bill be higher during the winter months anyway? Something happened. I want to check if I have a leak. There's an option to check if I have a leak. Understand a high bill. Yeah. Your use is 77% above typical for October. Start checking. Check your toilets. Nah. It's got to be irrigation, is what my guess is. Yeah. All right, guys. Case-Shiller house price index in 1 minute. Yeah, it's pretty sure we got to have a leak, right? Your weird neighbor stealing water. Yeah, maybe, babe. Most of my neighbors here are chill. I think the people we bought this house from were kind of Karen-y though, right? So here's a true story. So we bought this house, right? When we bought this house, apparently there was like beef going on with the people the lady we bought this house from, like an older lady. Her husband's a doctor, right? And they were moving for some unknown reason. I don't know why they were selling. They were moving to Houston, I guess, because he's a doctor or something. But apparently there was beef with her and one of our other neighbors that like our houses, that we look into their backyard and they look into ours. And I assumed our neighbor was just kind of weird because he's like an ex-cop and whatever. And so sometimes they can have kind of control issues and they just kind of want to control stuff. So I assumed it was him, but my wife was talking to me about it and she doesn't think it was him. She thinks it was probably the people we bought this house from because my wife went to the doctor. Case-Shiller house price index is out, and I'm over here rambling. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to move markets at all. Case-Shiller house price index, we showed up at 4.6% year over year, 4.6% versus 4.7%, so slightly lower than expected. The month-over-month house price index for September came in at 0.7 versus 0.3, but slightly lower house price index than expected year over year at 4.6 versus 4.7%. I'll put this up on screen so you guys can see it. Again, 4.6 versus 4.7% is what we showed. Nothing crazy here, nothing crazy. But here it is right here. So I'll put this up on screen. And we'll go back to our story in a second. All right, so there's the Case-Shiller house price index right there on screen. They move because their water bill is so high, maybe. But yeah, there's the Case-Shiller house price index. Not really going to influence markets short term. The next big thing we got is CB consumer confidence data coming out soon. CB consumer confidence data drops in about an hour, right? We also have the CB consumer confidence data coming out too, right? Fed minutes at 2 p.m. today. Fed minutes is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, anyways, my wife went to the doctor. Right. She went to one of these doctors in Houston. And so sure enough, she realized that one of the doctors there was the dude we bought the house from. Right. And so she's like, hey, that's the guy we bought this house from. Let me go talk to him. And what he said was that he still thinks and worries about this house. Right. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, why do you care what happens to the house, bro? You got your money. Like, that's it. You know, you got your money, roll out now, dude. It's done. You know, it's not your house anymore. I couldn't imagine selling a house to somebody and still worrying about the house, bro. You know, like, I'm not that attached to objects, you know. I don't care what it is. If I had a Hot Wheel when I was 7 and I gave it away to charity, I'm not going to worry about that Hot Wheel anymore, right? But him and his wife, I think he said his wife still worries about that house. And so if the wife is still worried, she's got to be kind of rigid and kind of off, I think, you know. Always really nice to us, but of course we're buying their house, so they're going to be. But yeah, strange. But apparently, like, the people we bought this house from were kind of Karen-y. They would kind of cause problems and complain and like do all this stuff. And like, we had a fence that went out during the hurricane this year. And so when we worked with our neighbor in fixing this fence, like, we're laid back, right? And we're like, hey, we'll put a bigger fence up. You know, we want a bigger fence. And everybody was like, okay, cool. You know, everybody wants a bigger fence, so we don't have to look at you. But he was really chill. He wasn't super difficult to work with or whatever. And so we kind of realized in that process that the people we bought the house from was the weird one. And I don't understand why people care that much about stuff like that, you know? Maybe she knew about the broken water pipe. He probably said that as a comforting gesture. Yeah, maybe. But again, though, there's been some other signs. Again, I'm not going to say names. The lady was really nice to us. The guy was really nice to us. All right, so Bitcoin's still falling down some here. Still falling down some. Nvidia dipping down some now, too. We got this big pullback, the biggest pullback of the day. Tesla is starting to bounce up some here, chat. So Tesla's starting to bounce up. It's at 340s. Nvidia at 138s. Sometime it could just be their first house, bro. If this is their first house, this is a big first house. This is not a small house or a cheap house. I seriously doubt this was their first house. This ain't our first house, you know. I would love for this to be my first house. Although you got a big house, it's big problems. Like, it's a lot of work. Maybe she has a secret water control remote. She's just making my bill high, man. It was her plan all along. Anyways, Bitcoin falling down, unfortunately, here. Again, I'm still bullish short-term this week, but I think you never freaking know. Anything could happen. I would assume Bitcoin's going to make another test for 100K sometime soon. There's always a chance that it doesn't, and it just kind of traps all the optimistic longs like me. There's also a chance it's a holiday week. Conventional markets are going to be slower, and maybe Bitcoin has that time to run. That's why I'm betting. It's a small bet. It's not going to be the end of the world if I'm wrong, but I'm hoping we get another run. Meanwhile, AMD, guys, look at AMD. So AMD's making another press up here. It's at 143s now. Chat, 143s. We're going to be... Yeah, so CB consumer confidence data coming out soon. Watch us day trade. All right, so we do have the Fed minutes report today, so we're watching that for sure. Let's get rid of the Case-Shiller house price index thing, and then we're going to day trade the opening bell live here. Chat, so we are going to be day trading the open live. We got our pre-market show in the books. I'm not going to do a day trading show today. We're just going to switch the stream up and change the keywords and stuff like that. I think that kind of keeps it simple and easy. All right, so we got a dip. Is it time to buy the dip right now in markets? Chad, do you guys think it's time to buy the dip? AMD's pulling back. We got a fairly large pullback for the first time today. All right. CB consumer confidence data. Let's see what else we got. We got this pullback on Tesla. Might be good. Fed minutes. Yeah, we're gonna stream the whole Fed minutes report. I got a ringing in my ear. All right, so we got our poll going live here. Will Bitcoin break 100K in November? We got 500 plus votes. 56% say no, 44% say yes. I'm going to take this poll, and we're going to do another poll, which is going to be based around the futures market. We're going to throw futures up and get ready to day trade them. So let's get ready to day trade futures. Again, we have locked ourselves out of Top Step X most of the morning. You can kind of see we're still locked out here, but we should get unlocked pretty soon. We got 9 minutes left to unlock time. We're watching Bitcoin still. We took some positions there. We're still watching like Target. Took some positions there, but Target's pretty green. It's almost a 130s. AMD we're watching close. We have a position in that one as well. Here's the NASDAQ. It's up here. We got CB consumer confidence data in a couple minutes. Can y'all hear the music or did it just stop? Oh. It just stopped. So yeah, we're gonna do. What does the NASDAQ break and hold? Does the NASDAQ close over 21K today? What's that? Does the NASDAQ close over 21K? Vote on that poll. Let me know how you feel there. News is at 10 a.m. CB consumer confidence. Still locked out for another 8 minutes. All right, so Bank of America Global Research expects the S&P 500 to reach 6,666 by the end of 2025. Right, so they think the S&P is going to break 6,000 over 6,500 by the end of next year. Do you guys agree? All right, so 74% of votes say yes so far. Does the NASDAQ 100 break close over 21,000 today? Again, it's currently at 969. Strong day, though. Look at the 200 exponential hold really well. Let's see if we can play off of that now. Music's all good here? Yeah, as long as you can hear it. My back feels noticeably better. Remember, I hurt my back earlier this week, man. It feels much better. I still don't know if it was sciatica for me sitting on this live stream too long, entertaining you all, or whether I actually like legit hurt my back in jiu-jitsu or something. Last night, 3 minutes before the opening bell, $4 million sold off on Nvidia. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia's down for sure. But the Nasdaq's pumping up right now. It's mostly driven by Nvidia. Apple's breaking highs again. Amazon's up there too. Google's green on the day, or at least green so far, I think. AMD obviously pushing up. We're in a lot of those. All right, chat. We're unlocked in 5 minutes. We've locked ourselves out all morning because we needed to. And the NASDAQ has run big leading up to this. Also, if you want to check out Top Step, day trade with me on Top Step. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade short, buy market, sell market. Very similar to day trading stocks. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. It's super similar to day trading stocks. There's just no PDT rule, and your risk is limited with these funded account programs, where Top Step gives you a demo. They test your skill with it. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for it. This is how much they've paid out since 2020, $125 million plus. They funded 88,000 plus accounts. They've been around for over 12 years. And so what they do is they give you a demo. The base one's $50K demo. It costs $49 a month as a monthly subscription. If you can make $3K without losing $2K first, 5 contracts max, which is plenty. If you've ever traded E-mini contracts, there's no way you'll need anything close to 5 contracts, really. If you can follow these rules and pass this test, a reasonable 2 to 3 ratio here, they fund you $50K with a 90% split. 90% similar to funding yourself, but if you fail, you're out $50. It's not the end of the world. Limited risk. You can learn how to day trade. You still have some pressure, and it's like a perfect middle ground of pressure. And if you day trade indexes, patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon. Very similar to day trading those. There's no PDT rule. The only difference is the contract aspect of it. Still very similar to day trading stocks. If you want to check it out, they're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, of course. But a great way to learn how to day trade. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance. Have limitations, guys. Yeah, understand CFTC 4.41. Understand I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I'm not even claiming to be a good trader. Don't copy me. How do you lock yourself out for just an hour? I lock myself out for an hour. If you see what I posted on X this morning, right? What I posted is absolutely true. Which is that I typically do best after the opening bell when volatility and trend are a little bit more predictable. And so sometimes I get bored, especially live streaming here in pre-market. I get bored. I take some trades I shouldn't, and I end up losing in pre-market. This rule is a game changer because it allows me to basically lock myself out of my account when I should be. So I don't trade boring, choppy, neutral hours, and I can actually like get into some stuff when the edge is the highest after the opening bell. Sorry, I'm taking this blanket off. After the opening bell. And so I think that makes perfect sense. And so I'll probably do this regularly where I'll lock myself out. Unless I'm trading like a challenge or a combine account, that's different. But during the day in a funded account, I'm probably just going to lock myself out. He limited his power for an hour to become more powerful. Yeah. Intel secures $7.86 billion in the CHIPS Act. Did it really? Intel's up a little bit. It's at 25. Yeah, it's a holiday week, guys, so y'all just be careful. Be ready for chop. 13 minutes until the market opens. CB consumer confidence is at 10. Not really like a huge thing, but it's worth it to. We're gonna watch it regardless. You guys red or green today? I think I asked this already, but so we got a little dip. Target's pulling back some now, but I've already taken a lot of profit off of it already. Still up almost $100 on the remaining 10 contracts or 10 shares. Intel bouncing a little bit. We're watching Nvidia. All right, Bitcoin up a little bit here. We have this little dip buy we bought in it. I want to see if Bitcoin runs to 100K. I think it's possible it does too, but again, a lot of the time Bitcoin will run at like midnight because of overseas markets. It'll run during weekends, holidays. And so I really do want to see if Bitcoin makes a run towards 100K this slow holiday week. It's a slow holiday week. Not a lot of stuff's going to be going on. I mean, tomorrow we got a big day. Today we got the Fed minutes report, but a lot of people are traveling for holidays. So, yeah, we'll see if we get any cool stuff today or tomorrow, but all right, so Berkshire's Warren Buffett has just published a letter that says, quote, "Upon my death, my children will have full responsibility for gradually distributing all of my Berkshire holdings." He plans to donate 99.5% of his remaining wealth, now valued at over $150 billion by Forbes, to a charitable trust overseen by his daughter and 2 sons when he dies. How old is old Warren Buffett these days? He's 94 years old, man. 94. Honestly, that's a long life to live, man. I can't really. Yeah, but he plans to give away billions. I can respect it, you know. I can respect it. People are gonna hate him regardless, but all right, guys, so we are now unlocked. Chat, we are now unlocked. We can now trade, so we can now unlock our trading. We can now actually day trade. We unlocked our account, finally. We got the Fed minutes report today. Be ready. We're going to cover that live like we always do. Your beard is looking more trim than normal? It's top 3 beers in the world right now. Might just be the green screen, brother. All right, we're gonna buy 1 contract of the micro NASDAQ, get in a little bit early today. We just have a large enough pullback where I think it's valid to take that risk, try to buy this little dip here, see if we get something good. Very small position though, starting the day out in our funded account. We might add 2 contracts here with a risk level of, we'll make our, I don't know, it depends here. We're gonna try to cover it to here, but we might get out early, and I'll go ahead and admit that. So we're gonna buy it again there. Again, we got funded in 2 accounts, and so yesterday plus this one, so this is our 3rd funded account that we'll have. Bitcoin did make a nice little bounce back too. So Bitcoin back up to 92.5K. And we're now green in our Bitcoin ETF that we bought this morning. Can I sign up to be one of his charities? Yeah, I'm his long lost nephew, you know. It's a big red move, guys, so I do want to buy more here and just take some risk, because it's just 3 micro contracts, so like we got some room, but my son's playing online games with his friends. I can hear him yelling. And boy, go now. Oof, what a drop, man. Look at that candle. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna cut some of this now. I don't like that at all. Looks like it was the right move. Something just happened. What was that? What a candle here. I see Nvidia pull back some. Not AMD. What's dipping like this? Apple. Apple just turned. It's kind of bouncing back up some, but I'm just gonna wait now. Why go against the trend? Well, the trend's on the upside, brother. Like, the trend is this way. I mean, look at it. That's the trend, you know. So we were buying the trend. It just kind of, this kind of candle is unpredictable right here. Like a candle that large happening all of a sudden is unpredictable. So we could try to say, oh, well, you did this wrong and you did this wrong. It's really easy to do that, you know. And so unless you're gonna say it before I get in something, you know. Anyways, Nvidia dipping down some. Happy birthday candle. McDonald's. Yeah, I haven't eaten McDonald's in years. Genuinely years. It's been years since I've eaten McDonald's. Carol's super health conscious. So like we don't eat McDonald's. I don't drink water out of plastic ever. Like in jiu-jitsu, I bring like a huge glass jug. It's like a gallon glass jug. Everybody at jiu-jitsu makes fun of me about it. But yeah, we try to be health conscious. All right, target bounced all the way back. Yeah, we got a water filter, and so we filter our water, and then, you know. All right, less than 2 minutes until the opening bell, guys. Apple just shot up and broke opens, or broke highs right at the opening bell. Broke highs of pre-market this morning. Nvidia's dumping down though, so Nvidia's falling down. We're still green on the day in stocks at least. All right, so we're back up over the 200 exponential. Yeah, I mean, even if you load the okay. I'm not sure if there's a glitch going on. I don't know if there's a glitch going on right now. But something overly posted. What was that noise? It's not. At first I thought it was pawn. I'm gonna exit out of Discord. Yeah, but even if we load your Keltner channels, right? So even if we load these Keltner channels up on the NASDAQ, which is what I was trading, we only broke out of that here, right? Like after I was already in it. So us buying at the bottom of the range of the trend makes sense, right? And again, it's really easy to look at something afterwards and be like, see, I told you so, you should have done that. But if you're not going to say it beforehand, you know, it's better just to not say it. And honestly, we did go right back up here as well. So we're still kind of following this range. These are too short term to really say yes or no, whether we broke the channel or not, you know what I mean? Big increase here, and this is mostly driven by Nvidia bouncing back up, Apple shooting up, breaking highs. So Apple's flourishing. We got a cushion on the day though, so we'll see if we can hold this cushion. Yeah, I saw it was them. I just exited out of Discord. I don't know what it was. All right, look at this big bull run here too. Wow. Apple just broke highs. Is this, let me see, where's all-time highs for Apple? 237s for all-time highs. All right, so big dips. Nvidia just cracked highs of the day too. Let me put Nvidia up here. Or not all-time highs, I'm sorry, highs of the day. Yeah, we just got in a little bit early here for this position, a little bit, right? The idea would have worked and we are in an upward trend. And that's what I'm saying we're in a downward trend all of a sudden and then having us move up to break highs. Like, yeah, we're watching BITO fly up here as well. Not fly up, maybe that's wrong. We're watching Nvidia. Look at that retracement on Nvidia though here. So Nvidia just retraced heavy on a 5-minute chart. All right, so we got this big move up. I'm trying to be patient here and wait for some good edge. One-minute charts are kind of volatile, but the market's kind of running up here. took a little piece off of our target trade just because we're up so much. We want to lock it in, protect it. It seems strong right here too, but it's hard to tell. We gotta wait and let at least a few minutes pass. And yeah, it's all good. Ape, it's all good, brother. Is Tesla heading up? We're now almost green. Let me see on our Bitcoin buy. Tesla flew up to 340s, then retraced very quickly back down here though. So it looks really strong here, and I'm watching BITO. We're now green on our Bitcoin buy. I'm watching Nvidia, but it's tough to tell. Nvidia's down, so I do think we have some extension on the downside, but I think it is a holiday week. So I'm gonna build some support levels here and see if we can find a play. We got this level here, which I think makes sense. We got the previous high right here. And then we've got this level right there, a little bit shorter term level, but we're watching that in the NASDAQ. Nvidia's coming down, I think. I'm going to short this. 2 contracts. Kind of risky, but small play. Might add some to it too. See, Nvidia is very volatile right now, though, man. I'm going to take one of these off and just get out pretty small on the rest. Just because I don't know what... Nvidia is making such a big, unpredictable range right now. It's hard to tell whether it's going to rip up and break highs or whether it's going to dump down with everything else. There we go. All right, so we just made a little bit over $20 there, attacking that short. Should have held both contracts, but again, we're going to try to ease into our trading today and slow and steady. Yeah, we're right at 21,000. Yeah, did you ever figure out, Pawn, why the notifications happen like that? Our Bitcoin trade's going pretty nicely here too. Alright, so there we go. We're coming back down. I'm going to buy this dip now. I want to see if it makes that 21K test, and we might add to it too. Slow and steady right now. I like this retracement, of course, but... Alright, so we ended up getting out. We're up about 30 since the opening bell. We'll see how it goes. BITO's pushing up some. Amazon's ripping up too. Nice. Tesla just turned, though. Bitcoin is heading up, so that's nice. I forgot to put the pot under. If you forget to put the pot under, your coffee just leaks. Sounds like a bad pot, bro. Definitely top 3 worst coffee makers, though, in the world right now. All right. So we're heading back up. I think 21K is kind of like a magnet, which is why we bought the dip. But I think Nvidia is also right in the middle range. Tesla just bounced right at the previous closing price, too. So we're seeing some strength. We might hit 21K right now. We might not, though. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so here's the 21K push. And almost hit it. We got up to 997, 998. Yeah, there we go. All right. There's 21K. We hit 21K. And again, sometimes we tap that level. Remember what I said, chat. Sometimes we tap that level and just dump. I'm gonna try to short it just to play with this here. It's risky, but we hit 21K already, and we might have a little edge there. We can go ahead and take that off too. So we just made another little $15. So far, so good on the day. We're gonna short again into this now. See if we can get into the green enough to add to it, but it's risky as well. I'm gonna cut it right there just because we're right at the support level that we have. I was gonna add to it, I decided not to though. Pretty good trade so far, though. Pretty nice trades. Amazon's thriving today too. I'll take some off now. Protect it. Watch Nvidia though. Nvidia's turning back down to 138s. Gonna jump back in here short. Kind of iffy here though. There's Nvidia falling quickly here. I'm gonna add to this now. Nvidia falling fast. I wanted to see if the market would hold it up, but Nvidia just bounced right at that 200 exponential. I'm going to take half off here and just protect the trade and take a small trade versus a large trade here. I just don't trust it enough. Very indecisive, consolidation heavy right now, chat. Kind of going back and forth here. Enough to where I don't like the unpredictability of this right now. All right, so we just made $20. We did make money on the trade. Total. Nvidia flushing is what we're looking at right now. That's why we got out there. Pretty good accuracy since the opening bell though, Chad. Look at that accuracy. So we've been doing pretty good since the open. And again, we are day trading on Top Step funded account program today. No PDT in futures. You can see how similar it is to day trading stocks. If you want to get your feet wet in futures with limited risk instead of risking thousands in your own account, Top Step's the most legit funded program in the world. And if you use Top Step X, there's zero commission. So it's just powerful. They're a sponsor of mine or an affiliate of mine, so I'm biased, of course, but genuinely just a good company for traders to learn how to day trade. It's kind of like a souped up demo account, but if you pass it, you get funded 90% split, similar to funding yourself. Noticeably less risk. Just a lot of reasons to use it. Check it out right there. Look at Nvidia dump down here, Chad. So Nvidia down to 137s now, falling all the way down. And you can kind of see how closely I'm watching Nvidia when I'm playing these. See, part of me wants to short this now too because of Nvidia's weakness. But Bitcoin's pushing up nicely here too. Amazon is as well. So Amazon treating us really, really nicely today. So is BITO. I'm gonna short it here. We're gonna add to this some now too and see if we retrace fast, but what a quick move. going to take a piece off and lock it out. What a turn. I'm going to get out there. Somehow we got out flat. Really choppy range now, though. Nvidia looks like it's going to keep cracking lows. So the thesis of that trade was absolutely right. We just got in a little bit early. Question is, do I want to add more to target? What do you guys think? Target dipping down to 128. I don't know. I think he could maybe. I want to short this though, even with Nvidia looking weak. I think the Nasdaq might have a late reaction to it on the downside, but who knows? We'll try. We should be taking larger size. We'd be even more green here, but all right, so we got out. We made a little bit. I still think it might break down more, but we're set. We're green on the day now. Very good trend of trade since the open, so we've been doing okay. Tesla's super choppy, super flat, boring. Not a lot going on. Very neutral range. The good thing is, like, you could look for these ranges to actually break since the open, though. So if you want to target ranges and stuff, you can wait for them to break. But I'm shorting this here, but I have to be very, very wary. Yeah. I'm gonna try shorting 2. We got a cushion so we can play with it, but I don't like being this close to the 2. We're gonna have to cut it. It's a big candle. I think we're gonna try to break 21K again. And then if that starts, we could probably go on a run. So I just don't want to get stuck in that. We'll look for a cup and handle. Kind of flat on the day. I mean, we're back and forth. My BITO trade. Tesla broke out of that range now. We got 2 contracts. We're gonna take half. We didn't mean to take that much off. I wanted to hold a piece, and we would have made money if we would have held a piece too. It's all right. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes. CB consumer confidence data. 15 minutes. Part of me wants to short this here too, because I think Nvidia is going to come back down. We'll start it with 1. The only risk is that we're close to 21K. And we'll add to it here. Again, chat, do not copy me. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. The only risk, I guess, is Apple and Tesla also ripping up. BITO is up really nicely too, man. I should have stayed in that crypto. Remember, I was in micro Bitcoin futures originally. I should have stayed in that, dude. I would have made a killing if I would have stayed in that. Sorry, Trying to double multitask here, and we're kind of close to highs. I don't want to double size here. I'd rather just wait. Yeah, dude, I would have made a killing if I would have stayed in micro Bitcoin futures. It's all right. I'm going to take a little bit more risk here, double my size. I think Nvidia is going to come back down. There we go. I'm going to get out there flat. It should have been flat. Just a bad fill. Thesis was absolutely right short term, but bad fill. We're too close to highs for me to want to play with this. Yeah, the risks are like Apple's moving up right around highs. I don't want to get stuck in that. We're over 21K now, so I just got to chill and wait. Kind of back and forth. Apple just got up to 235. So the lifetime highs for Apple, and this is why I'm going to be really careful shorting it. Lifetime highs for Apple are 237.50. 237.50 is the new lifetime high if Apple can hit it. Apple's at 235s now. And so we're getting pretty close. Luckily, my BITO trades and some of my other investments are doing good this morning. Just wonder whether I want to take some off immediately here from BITO. I'll take a couple of this off. There we go. Locked in a piece. Apple's still running though. Yeah, we got CB consumer confidence data, and it's not a big report. Like CB consumer confidence data is pretty small. We got the Fed minutes report later, which is the biggest thing today. Here's Nvidia coming down. Just depends on what Apple does here. I would short this too. Actually, I'll try to short it one. Kind of a choppy trend so far, so we can play one contract, keep it pretty light. I don't like that move on Nvidia. I'm gonna cut this small here. Yep. Got out just in time. Look at this move on Nvidia. Right at the 200 exponential too. Nvidia's starting to retrace some though. Hey, see you, Tiny. Have a good day. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're kind of flat. We're down a little bit now. Kind of going back and forth. I'll try shorting Nvidia or shorting the Nasdaq here again. We got some more favorable Nvidia action, but it really depends on what Apple does here. There we go. I just made up $15 back, so we made money on the last couple trades, which is good. Nvidia's starting to have a deep breakdown too, under that 200 exponential. Gonna jump right back in short. We'll take some larger size coming up too, so we'll add to this and then use the high of the day as a risk level. All right, we're out of that one. Pretty flat on the day. See what CB consumer confidence data does to the market. Again, it's not a massive report or anything, so. Apple's starting to give some back. Oh, I was just about to jump in a short. We broke down too quickly though. If we move up here, I'll short it, but just because I have an easy risk level. Like if I could short it right here, I can use this level as a risk, maybe a little bit above it. And like I think a breakdown like this is super likely. I was just a little bit too early, or a little bit too late, I mean. Now the question is, what does Nvidia do at this low? Does Nvidia start to give back more? We'll short this now too, but there we go. Just made about 20-25 bucks. All right, so Nvidia hit the low of the day. It's testing it now. It's not the low of pre-market, but it's the low of market hours. It's right at 137 for Nvidia. Apple bouncing up some too. That's dragging us up short term. Nvidia looks weak here though. Nvidia down to 136.60s. Yeah, so it broke lows, flushing everything else with it. Apple's moving up though, so we could get chop right here. We'll take some risk here. I'm going to take maybe 4 contracts down here. Super flat now, which is good. Maybe retrace back up there just a little bit. I took a piece off. Bad fill. I wish they gave me better fills there. All right, took a little bit off there, gave us some profit, but all right, well, we got out. We made a little bit there, not as much as we wanted. Yeah, we're green net on the day, net out of everything we're trading, but all right, 3 minutes. Yeah, this isn't toss though, Tony. This is top. Yeah. I mean, it's a market order. So market orders, like, they're designed to get you filled immediately, regardless of price. In theory, you're supposed to get the best possible price, but you're supposed to get filled immediately. Limit orders get you filled at a specific price or better only, right? Only at a specific price or better. And so that's kind of what it is, where, you know. All right, so we're buying Nvidia here, or not Nvidia, I mean, buying the NASDAQ down here. I'm going to bet on like a choppy trend. We're basically flat on the day. I can take some risks now. There we go. Beautiful. And we're out. So we just made, did we go green on the day? Close. See that support level held right there. All right, guys, CB Consumer Confidence, 2.5 minutes. You can use Top Step on Quant Tower, but you can't use Top Step X on Quant Tower. Top Step X is a different platform, and there's 0 commissions on Top Step X. So if you want to check them out, here's the link. If you want to use Top Step X, just select Top Step X at checkout. But again, the big edge is at 0 commission. You know, you can see this whole trade right here, 74 cents in fees. So I can make $14 still net profit. I can make $18 still net profit. I can make $4 and still net profit here. And like, that's the big edge on Top Step X. All right, guys, 2 minutes. We'll see what CB Consumer Confidence brings. It's expected at 118 or 111. 111 is what it's expected at for November. We also have new home sales data dropping at the same time. So we got new home sales expected at 725K. We got CB consumer confidence expected at 112. We're getting a little bit too close to this for me to want to take any trades now. That link does not work for me. I clicked it, it works. If it doesn't work for you, you might be in a place where you can't use it. Yeah, exactly. So Chuck, so TopStepX requires less PC power. Software download is always going to require more, but TopStepX is a web-based platform. All right, guys, we got 47 seconds. Oh, I'm in Arizona? I don't know. All right, chat, here we go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. It might not move markets. We'll see. Again, I have it at 111 expected. New home sales expected at 725K. Here we go. 5 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully called up. We'll see if it moves markets at all. All right, CB consumer confidence drops right now. 111.7, so basically as expected. 111.7 flat. New home sales came out lower than expected at 610,000. 610,000, lower than expected new home sales. And honestly, we are getting kind of an influence over markets here. Look at this drop from CB consumer confidence. CB consumer confidence was slightly lower than the 112 expected at 111.7. Slightly lower, but nothing kind of crazy here. It's interesting how big of a reaction we're getting here from CB consumer confidence. Do you guys think it's CB consumer confidence or new home sales? New home sales showed up noticeably lower than expected at 610 versus 725 expected. So that might be what's moving this. Yeah, I'll put the new home sales up. CB consumer confidence was mostly flat. So like, look. Here was CB consumer confidence, and then here was new home sales data. Like, we actually had higher consumer confidence than last time. So here's the report right there on screen. You can kind of see it, like right here next to me. Why am I? Oh. Interesting reaction here, chat. Depends on what we think we're going to get in markets right now. Nvidia seems like it's going to bounce. I'm going to buy this dip. We're going to take some size now, finally. See if we can go green on the day for once. But man, that's a big dip. We'll take 6 contracts here. Kind of flat. I took half off there, protected the trade. Or not half, a third. Looks like it was good reason too, because that's a big turnaround. Now we're right back up. Maybe the new home sales number is really scaring people. It's the only thing I can really think of, but I'm gonna lower my size here as well, just based off of the volatility that we're getting from this. We're basically flat on the day. Now we're kind of green on the position. It's kind of going back and forth. It's a longer day trade here, but there we go. Oh snap, I'm adding to this. I didn't mean to add to this. Oh man, I really did not mean to. Okay, that kind of worked though. Somehow that worked for me. Alright. So we ended up making money there. Accidentally adding to the position. We're now green on the day and we got a cushion. So we'll see if we can get some action here. I still think we're going to go up. And so we'll take some size now and add 6 to 8 contracts if we dip enough. If not, we'll just take our small gains. There we go. All right, so far so good. I thought we would start heading up just based off of extension, and we did. And again, guys, I'm on Top Step X, 0 commissions, no PDT rule. I can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ. You can kind of see how similar, like here's the NASDAQ, and then here's Nvidia on the bottom chart down here. You can kind of see how similar these look. Here's Nvidia, here's the NASDAQ. Look how similar. I can day trade this left side in futures, no PDT restrictions. Great way to learn how to day trade. If you want to check it out, links in the description. I love you all. I'm going to get out of here and ride off in the sunset, slightly green on the day. I will take it. We'll be back later on today. The reason we're shutting it down is because we got the FOMC minutes report later this afternoon. Be ready. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate it, guys. Be ready. FOMC minutes report later on today. We should have thousands of people here when this goes live. And I think we'll probably break 150,000 whenever this goes live. So be ready, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in a few hours. Be safe, guys. Market's kind of choppy today. Be good. I love you all. You'll have a great day. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I'm not sure why I'm black and white right now, but I'll take it, I guess. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.